Gary Gensler. You know? We don't believe you, Gary Gensler. You cannot identify what is a security from what is not a security. And let's hear it from the horse's mouth. So this video here is brought to us. Where's the platform? CNET highlights. All right, and we're going to be looking at Gary Gensler being probed, asks questions that he cannot answer. All right, in regard to whether or not security exchanges or security technologies are securities or not. He cannot answer a question. It takes him 7 minutes to answer a question that he did not answer. So anyway, let's dive into this.
In your written statement, you acknowledged, as you have in the past, that there are some tokens that are not securities. And I know your view that whether or not a digital asset is a security is a facts and circumstances analysis. I know your view that the SEC has very broad authority. But you've also made it clear in the past that Bitcoin is not a security. Now, some SEC staff have also previously said that Ethereum is not a security. The SEC's DAO report characterizes Ethereum as decentralized. So here's my question briefly, and without getting deep into the weeds on this, and I acknowledge your belief that most tokens have a large degree of central control, but generally speaking, is it fair to say that a significant factor for you in whether or not a digital asset is a security is whether it is centrally controlled or decentralized?
Well, I look to the Supreme Court that's often written about this, probably close to a dozen times in 50 years, and it's whether the investing public is anticipating profits, and that includes anticipating profits from appreciation as well as from, as you mentioned, rights, based upon a common enterprise, but the efforts of that common enterprise.
Right. So I guess another way to put my question, which you haven't answered, is it possible to have a common enterprise if it's something is decentralized? How could I have a common enterprise? I mean, it doesn't isn't centralization necessary to constitute a common enterprise?
You could have some things that are quite open, but still have, if the public is anticipating a profit based upon that common enterprise. So I'm being careful with my words here to be accurate as best I can. The common enterprise, are you relying on a group of individuals? And look, these are not laundromat tokens. There is a group of people that are actually...
You're not answering my question, though. But let me try it this way. What is it about Bitcoin that causes you to conclude it is not a security?
Well, one is there's no group of individuals in the middle.
Right, it's
there's
decentralized.
No group of individuals in the middle.
Right.
That are basically, and you're not, in essence, the investing public's not betting on somebody in the middle or six people in the middle.
So you're choosing not to use the term decentralized, but that's...
So you see why you shouldn't be trusting these guys? They beat around the bush all the time like this, right? But yet they claim that they're here for us. You're not here for us. You're here for who? You're here for yourself. You can't even answer a specific question. You know, because you know you're wrong. You know you're wrong. But they're still fighting and they're still pushing throughout all of this. So this article is brought to us by Cointelegraph and is written by Jesse Golan. So anyway, we're going to talk about CFTC. Decentralized finance to be examined at inaugural CFTC Tech Advisory. So I guess CFTC is being the mature entity about this whole situation. Instead of Gary Gensler, who's basically saying, listen to what I say. And then here you are. But what am I supposed to do? And it's like, what? Listen to what I say. But what are the rules of the game? Listen to what I say. Sorry, Gary Gensler, you're just going to have to be clear. Listen to what I say. What's going to listen? Well, I'm not going to listen. I'm not going to listen. I'm taking a stand here. You need to be clear, Gary Gensler. But Gary Gensler keeps saying that there's a rule. There's rules to this. There's levels to this. But will not point out the rules and will not share the levels. Will not say anything, but yet he wants you to comply. How is innovation and technology, or innovation and technology supposed to comply without no specified rules and regulations? Here's CFTC realizing all of this and coming to the rescue with regulations. Let's see what they're saying right now. So the United States Commodities Regulator is set to take a close look at the decentralized finance space at an upcoming meeting of its tech committee, where it has also invited crypto industry executives to present. The Commodities Futures Trading Commission, CFTC, announced on March 1st that the agenda for the March 22 meeting of its Technology Advisory Committee will conclude a panel on exploring issues in decentralized finance. Other panels will explore responsible artificial intelligence, AI development, and possible threats arising from AI, along with cybersecurity threats to financial markets. CFTC Commissioner Christy Goldsmith Romeo said in a statement that panel as an opportunity to look past labels and examine the issues presented by DeFi thoughtfully and holistically, adding, in a quote, she said, a discussion about DeFi, including cyber vulnerabilities, indicators of decentralization, and digital identity on hosted wallets and on hosted wallet, will contribute to ongoing policy discussion in Washington, D.C. and beyond the Beltway. The panel will include presentations that provide an overview of DeFi ecosystem and will discuss decentralization issues, digital identity, non-custodial crypto wallets, and exploits. So there's a tweet on on Twitter there, so which is a good thing. Let's be mature about this here. You know, Gary Gensler is playing childish games, and whosoever is paying him the big bucks to do this, wow, you know what I'm saying? What are your agenda, or what is your agenda when it comes to regulation? So executives from crypto companies, including crypto custody platform Fireblock, security company Trail of Bits, venture capital firm Tarrant Ventures, and blockchain intelligence firms TRM Labs and Metrica are slated to present during. Are stated to present. I think they may slated. What is it? Stated to present during the meeting. The meeting agenda will also include the session that considers subcommittee on crypto and blockchain technology in another move to help cement its bid to win regulatory jurisdiction over crypto. So, Commissioner Caroline Pham, who oversaw the February 13th meeting, said that crypto markets are truly borderless and urge policymakers to understand what is happening. So the policy approach by the US does not leave Americans behind and playing catch up. And that's exactly what's starting to happen now. And as long as the more they push back on this technology and kick out this innovation, the technology is not going to go away. It's not going to disappear. Is just going to leave America. So the CFTC has been edging for regulatory control of the bargaining crypto sector from the Securities and Exchange Commission. The CFTC commissioners urging Congress to give the regulatory oversight over crypto. Why do you think they're doing that? Because they do not trust Gary Gensler and the SEC to be mature and responsible for this oversight. And hence why they're calling for Congress to kick Gary Gensler aside and take over this responsibility, because this responsibility belongs to the grown-up. So CFTC Chairman Rostin Benham has similarly attempted to justify why the regulator should have authority over the space, saying the commission was well positioned to address regulatory shortfalls. Right? It's needed, man. It's needed. And as I said, Gary Gensler is basically pussyfooting around the argument. and are buying time. As I said, whosoever been paying this man, and they have a great agenda against crypto. And they know, I'm happy that a fellow regulatory body, CFTC, is stepping in to be mature, to lead this space, being mature by leading this space. Yeah, man. So thank you guys for tuning in. As I said, there's much more to come to this in a moment, because we're gonna dive into what Maxine Waters is calling U.S. regulators to do. All right, guys, later.